Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
Whoa, what's going on there? Hello.
How we doing?
Got some serious echo going on there. What's going on? Hello, hello. Has it settled
Hello.
out? Oh, hello. Right, welcome to
Hello.
Horses and Biscuit, guys. I'm Alex Whiteley, and today is the day before the big day, right?
Yeah.
This is the day before the premiere, and joining us we got Gareth Thomas, we got Orla Jones, and we got Christy Kelly, because tomorrow is the premiere of Izzy versus Jess for Comic Relief. Gareth, how do you feel right now, sir?
Oh man, I don't know. I like physically sick, probably. Yeah, like I think the worst bit, and it's all good, but the worst bit was like today when I was taking it up to the hard drive. The film itself is now physically with the Orbit, with the cinema. We took it up today, and it was that knowledge that it's not. I can't go on and tweak anything now. I can't make any more edits. It's gone. Like it's like a little baby that's gone to uni, you know. And it's like got to just go and fly the nest and do the thing now. And it's like we've done all we can do, but it's terrifying. But yeah, so that's me. That's how I'm. I didn't expect to feel like that. I didn't think. I thought the premiere itself would be daunting, but just taking it there was scary. So I don't know what I'm like tomorrow. I'm going to be a nervous wreck.
Yeah, I bet. And I've got to ask Christy as well, because like in your eyes, this wasn't going to happen anymore. You were going to make it, then you weren't going to make it. Now you've made it, and it's out. How does that feel?
Not real.
Not real.
It doesn't. I don't
Pinch
know.
yourself.
I'm scared.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, scary.
What are you scared about? Is it? Do you feel like a vulnerability of this thing being out with you being in it?
Like we're actually gonna be on a cinema screen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
That's a bit bonkers.
I don't know.
Who do we think we are? So, like...
Who do you think you are? Ruby-doo. Orla, this has been a long slog. Well, it's not really that long of a slog. It's because it was done in short time, but it's been a battle, right, to get everything in on time.
Yeah, it's all just kind of happened at once, really. And it feels like only now it's kind of dawning on me what happens now. Do you know what I mean? Like Chrissy said, I'm gonna be on a cinema screen. Like what? like never. Like I never even imagined, because film wasn't really an avenue I was gonna go down. So, and you can never watch back live theatre. You know, like I mean, there's the odd recording done, or like from a few shows when I was little, I've got kind of bits recorded and things, but you know, you can never watch it back. So this is kind of special.
Nice, I like that.
Very well said,
it's been nice for us as well, because I know we weren't there like all those years ago when this was first conceived. As a baby, it was conceived 4 years ago, and we weren't there. But like to see it being made, and the push that you guys have had to make, and the struggles that you've had to go through. I mean, just to explain to you guys at home now, that Gareth has been to London physically over the weekend to take this thing to get rated, because every film has to be rated by
BBFC, yeah.
BBFC, I think it is.
Yeah. I was going to say BBFC, but I was going to say that's a football club. It sounds like a football club, then BBFC. So you have to take that physically, and so explain what happens with that, Gareth.
Well, basically, traditionally you send it online. It's not an issue because most people don't have to like turn around feature films in less than a week. So normally you could take as long as you need to, but because it's all shot in 4K, and obviously to make sure these girls look the best they possibly can, it was going to take up until Monday morning just to upload it onto the internet, and we realized that that's going to go way past the deadline for we need to get it to them for. I will say the BBFC have done a massive solid for us. They bent over backwards for us. When we couldn't meet certain deadlines because of things like that, and me having then traveled to London, they were so good about it, and they were like, just get it to us as soon as you can. So they're going to be watching it tomorrow morning, and then we're going to be the day of the premiere. We're going to get the black card back from them, the confirmation by about 4:30, 2.5 hours before it's on a cinema screen.
Oh god.
So we're not actually there yet. I don't know what we're talking about. We haven't actually, technically speaking, we're not quite there yet. We are so close now, and I've sat here and said that so many times over the years, and and a lot of times it wasn't the case, but we really are like on that finish line now. But
Nothing like cutting it fine.
I know, right? Can I just say, as much as I love working with all three of you, we're never doing this again.
Oh, God, no.
No, like
No, thank you.
we'll make the drama series in the summer and all the years to come. We'll have lots of preparation, and we'll rehearse, and we'll have months and months and months to plan it all. We'll finish filming 6 months before it's on a screen. We will never put ourselves in this position again. I've loved it, and I'm so glad we've done it.
Great.
But and it's an experience we'll never forget. But I couldn't do it again. It just killed me.
And I just hope that people that see it, that are going to critique it, aren't going to look at it and go, "Oh, it's good," considering they only had a short amount of time to do it, because like that's besides the point. Like the amount of effort and hard work that these guys have put in deserves a fair critiqueness. And you can't just look at something and go, "Wow, they only had like a month, 2 months to do it." Well, it's not too bad considering that. I feel like it needs to be fairly critiqued.
Yeah,
so.
I agree, and we did talk about that as putting some at the start of the film. But I think the minute you do that, like you have to get in film group stuff on Facebook and that, and they say, "Oh, please be kind," and the minute you say that, you're putting yourself on the back foot. You're lowering expectations, and people are just expecting it to be crap. So if they do genuinely think it's crap, then fair enough. That's not what I'm going for. But yeah, I didn't want us to go in there making excuses. This, judge it like you would any other film, and hopefully that's enough.
Yeah, it's I really do hope for you guys. But either way, regardless, you guys have done it. You got it there, and all that hard work is going to pay off, because then you can go to someone. Well, do you know what I've got for a portfolio? I've got this, and you can show it to people, and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, fair enough. Then would you like to do this and do that?" Is that what you're hoping for, Ola?
Yeah. Well, right now, obviously, like I'm in the tail end of my university stuff. At deadlines upon deadlines at the minute. And one of the things I've got to do is kind of do a professional CV. And obviously, at the minute, it's quite blank because I'm still in full-time education. But the fact that I'm leaving full-time education with a film credit, like I was speaking to my lecturer about it, and she goes, "That is brilliant." She was like, "Put that on there, like absolutely. Don't be daft." She was like, "Okay, yeah, it's not theatre, but that could get you somewhere. That could get you somewhere. That could get you somewhere."
Oh, well, she's really versatile.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that I'm graduating already with something, not only all the skills I've learned in theatre, but already a notch on my belt.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty chuffed.
And Christy, what happens with you after this? Where are you going to go with this? Are you going to continue doing a bit of acting? I know there's a slight issue going on in the belly region there of you, but a little bit. Well, what happens after that?
I haven't really thought that far ahead, to be honest. I mean, by the end of May, I want to just sort of concentrate on family, baby, child, all that. And then, who knows? We'll see how that goes, and then who knows? Well, I didn't think this was going to happen, so you never know. Anything could happen, couldn't it?
Well, this is what I've got.
Whereas then there's poor old Orla. Where's Christy after 8 years of doing her thing, and now she gets to, relax, have babies and all that sort of stuff. Poor old Orla over here. She's stuck with us she's stuck with me for a while. Yeah, we've got a whole drama series to produce, haven't we?
Yeah, just that.
Well, this is what I've got from everything that's going on at Rocking Horse, which we will keep documenting for as long as we possibly can, because I think it's just been a hell of a ride so far. It's that these things are happening organically. They're not like a force. They're not like, "Oh, we need to make content." It's like, okay, this has happened. Let's make this happen. So literally, like, anybody can be called up. Anything can happen, and we can make whatever you can make whatever you want. Is that how it feels?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what the beauty of Izzy versus Jess is. It shouldn't work at all on a concept level. It shouldn't work, and it does somehow. But you've got two people here, two great actresses, play great characters. One's literally about to start on her road, bringing that character to life over the next few years. One's coming to an end. The fact that you can amalgamate those two stories and it doesn't feel jarring or forced is, I think that's probably the biggest takeaway for me, is the fact that Izzy and Jess shouldn't. The whole story, it literally is, the whole point is that it shouldn't work, but it does. And it doesn't feel overly sentimental. Okay, it's a bit sentimental, but it doesn't feel like too much of one thing or another, and you don't. I've just been finishing editing it, and I never feel like, oh, it's too much about Jess or it's too much about Izzy. It just seems the balance is there for both of them. They all get something out of it in the end, and I love it. So yeah, I would never do it again, but at the same time, like you said, it's all happened so naturally.
There is one thing I've been thinking about with this, is obviously it's a film about autism and bullying, and the in a defense of people that have been bullied and that are autistic. Is there a danger there of getting sort of almost typecast into the kind of person that will make bits like this? Like people like, oh, we know a guy who can make something like this. Gareth, rocking horse. We can make a bit like. Is there a danger of that?
Yeah, definitely. Because for 8 years, all I've banged on about is one film and one character. So if I am getting typecast, it's only my own fault, really. But I think the beauty of what's coming next with the drama series, obviously, all that as we can now say it's official. We've gone public with it. Izzy Orchard, Orla Jones is now the lead of that, and we're building an entire drama series around her. But that being said, there's so many different varieties of characters within that care home. There's so many different places you can take that. So whilst obviously Izzy is the main character, you've got Perry and you've got Jazz and you've got Wesley and you've got Karen and you've got. So I think if there is a danger that we always we're okay, yeah. If there is a danger that we're a one-trick pony, I think the care home drama series is going to really help to sort of dispel that and spread us out a little bit more evenly.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. It really is amazing what you guys have managed to do. In like, even with the Karen stuff, it's been less than a year. How long have we been doing this for, Gareth? It's been Horses and Biscuits. It's not a year old yet, is it?
No, because it was
no. 6 months.
Yeah, it must be 6 months, because it was your first week on the job, wasn't it? It was literally a week after we cast you, first show
on the job.
Yeah. So yeah,
because it was live from the studio during the promo for Alid auditions.
Yeah. Oh, well, speaking of Alid, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Dean Raymond, because as I've been editing these Izzy scenes, which weirdly is actually my first time properly editing Izzy scenes, if you don't count that one promo we did. And when you see these two on camera, on screen, as you will tomorrow night, with Orla and Dean, and the chemistry that they've got is just ridiculous, to be quite honest. But for as good as the Izzy rants are, for those who don't know what I'm on about, Izzy rants a lot. Come and see the film tomorrow night, and you'll understand what I'm on about.
Their card is sold out. They haven't got tickets yet.
Subtle drop there, Christy.
Friday the 1st of April, TPS, Telford Primary School. That's where you need to go, because we've got another screening coming up. Tickets for. But anyway, what I'm getting at is, as good as the Izzy rants are, they're nothing without Dean's reaction shots. It's such a thankless task for Dean, because as an actor, actors like to get noticed, because that's, it's why they're actors. No offense, but
not taken.
But he's, so he has to sort of be this foil for this really flamboyant character, and he does it so well, and he's such a pro, and he loves what he does, and he does such a good job. He is actually in Izzy versus Jess, but we couldn't call it Izzy versus Jess versus Alid because it just didn't quite work. But it's worth remembering that there is a third character in this film, and he's an absolute pro, and I've got a lot of time for Mr. Raymond, and I'm looking forward to seeing him tomorrow.
Well, sometimes the secondary or tertiary characters can sort of steal the show. I mean, I've to think it's John Krasinski from The Office. Those looks to camera that Yeah, you
Oh.
look. It's legendary, and that is his thing now, isn't it? Because you can say, "Oh,
Yeah.
people look at the cameras all the time," but it's not that easy to do. I mean, the way he does it, like there was one scene when he's in absolute sheer panic. I can't remember what he walks in. I think it was Michael and Angela making out, and he's just like,
Yes.
he's like panicking.
Yep. Oh,
Like-
I love. Yeah, he's brilliant. I've not seen an awful lot of The Office, but John, steals the
Mm.
show.
Love it. We got a bit of a clip here from a read through. Should we take a look at that, Gareth? And then is this a good example of what people are going to look forward to?
Yeah, let's do it.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Well done, everyone. Well done. That was for a read through. That was brilliant.
Do you want to know, Gareth? We are officially feature length for this short film. We are 51 minutes and 18 seconds.
Jesus. 51 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant.
Jess Andrews gets her film after all.
Yeah, but there is that. I mean, technically, yeah. That is kind of cute in a way, because after 45 minutes, you are strictly speaking a feature film. So Christy
I think
Kelly.
people would complain in the cinema.
That happened in the last video you sent me. It just cuts off at the end. I don't know what happens there.
Let's hope they don't complain in the cinema, because that's literally what we've done. But
I love how chill Luke is about that whole thing.
He just
Yeah.
drops it.
Oh,
Just
we're
drops it in
feature
there.
length. Oh,
Okay,
it's
so Jess is getting that film after all. Yep,
I know,
cool.
I was
And
thinking, what?
yeah, 8 years
How
in,
bad is
just
that?
feel as you like. No, I remember that night. I mean, I don't know what you two thought, but I don't know. I genuinely didn't think it was that long, and then turns out it is.
No.
So,
Because I was reading through it and I was like, oh, cool, okay. And then when Luke said it was feature length, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, okay, that's fine.
but yeah, no, it was.
I mean, they do sort of say like a page a minute, don't they? And there was like 50 pages, so you should have maybe seen it coming a little bit.
Maybe, but I suppose it's literally like, I'm not trying to underplay our own film or anything, but it's basically like 3 scenes. Like it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like there's not an awful lot going on in terms of like different scenes and stuff. So yeah, but I think it's just typical. I know it sounds like a bit of a cliche thing to say, but the best things happen by accident, because for 8 years we tried to force it and it just wasn't happening, and then we stopped trying and bingo, there you go, feature film.
Yep.
Easy as that.
Luke is in the chat as well. He says the official time code, including the numbers, are 1 hour, 1 hour, 3 minutes, 28 seconds.
1:53:28, which if once people have, I'm sure these two guys are sick of those numbers by now, but tomorrow night you'll understand why those numbers are very, very important to Jess as a character.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And as well, Luke did say, he says, speaking of theatre, Ola did a heck of a fantastic performance in Carrie this week. This is what I heard too.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. So I had my assessment on Thursday evening, and Christy, Luke, and Abby were there. Fortunately, Gareth was too busy being in London. But it's absolutely like, he messaged me and he's like, I'm not going to be there, and I said that's fine, priorities. I get it. Getting a film rated is kind of up there, so
yeah, well, as you're in the film, I thought I'd probably get away with this one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was a good show and everyone kind of came together. It was just a bit scary how fast the week went. I mean, it's a long week, tech on Monday, Tuesday, and then the other cast did their dress run and performance on Wednesday. So I had a bit of a day off. But I actually ended up somehow managing to do the follow spotlight. So I was like up in the rafters. I thought I was going to die falling on top of the audience. But I was like, right, okay. And then on Thursday it was my shot. So I think it went well.
Good.
It did.
I take it with.
I had lots of good things anyway.
Well,
I take it when you're doing something like this, it's something that you enjoy doing and it just feels so right. It must do, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, the best. I get nervous after things rather than before. My friends hate it because like obviously I can't go back and do anything about it, and I'll sit there and just go, but I should have done this and I should have done that, but I'm getting better at working with my nerves. But it was walking onto the stage and the lights going up, and obviously you can't really see the audience, but you can feel that they're there, and it's just the kind of buzz of excitement. And I think I'm gonna get that again tomorrow, even though obviously my performance is already done and I'm watching it back. But I think the excitement and the nervous energy will be the same, knowing that people are watching me perform.
Yeah.
It's an interesting point of view, actually. Did anybody else hear that echo, or was it just me?
No, I can hear something. It's only got like some sort of monster. Like...
On the playback, it's going to be really interesting because I sound like a demon. Buffy's going to jump out of my closet behind me and be like, ah!
Absolutely.
All are talking about the anxieties after what people have seen her perform. Gareth, how are you going to feel tomorrow night at the premiere? Are you more nervous about people are about to see my thing, or oh my god, they've just seen my thing? How do you think that's going to play? Do you not know?
I don't know, but I think it's going to be the longest hour of my life. I really do. I think that I'm going to be sort of like, you know, what sat there like, and what people do they like it? Do they not? Do they hate it? It's and obviously, like Orla said, by that point there is kind of the pressure's off because we can't change it anyway. So it's done. So it's done, and you know, and I've watched it back many times. The music was a massive addition. There are certain moments, I won't spoil it for anyone, but certain moments when there's not dialogue, and it was written in such a way, it's quite an emotional moment, but I just knew that until the music's in, it's going to look crap because it's just going to be awkward and loads of, you know, it's just not going to be right. But once the music came in, it was just like, okay, now this feels like a film again.
I'm excited to actually, because obviously I've not seen the final cut, and there was a few messages back and forth between me, Gareth, and Luke about the music and things, and I'm quite excited to hear it with, because one of the biggest things that especially like in film is the sound.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at Star Wars or Indiana Jones, like they just wouldn't be as good without the music behind it, you know. Everyone knows the songs.
Yeah. Speaking
of
songs, I was
watching in Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse yesterday with my kid,
and I love that movie.
The music, the sound effects, everything's so perfect about that movie, but especially the music, it's so on point.
I find myself singing the song from it all the time, and I didn't know what it was called until like a few days ago.
Sunshine.
Yes.
While we're talking about songs, I think it's important to just give people an update regarding the song, which I nearly just said out loud what it was. That could have been a problem. Luke would have shot me. Anyway, the song that we wanted, we are still in talks with the company, I'll have to say, regarding getting that song for the long-term edits of the film. But I mentioned earlier at the top of the show about us having to get it online, and it's taking a certain amount of time. So obviously, until it's online, we can't send it to them for them to check over it. But also, it's worth for the folks at home who might not be totally aware. When you get something rated by the BBFC, you can't change anything at all, not the slightest thing. Once it's done, it's done. So obviously, with that song, as we don't own the copyright to it, the license that we're likely to get will be like for a year, which we could obviously renew it, and that's fine. But we felt that let's get the BBFC rated with all our own material, so we don't have to worry about, because that's a lot of money in itself. Essentially, if we had this copyrighted song on the BBFC version, we need to pay another 500 quid to do another version if we ever lost the rights to that song. So we are still going to pursue getting the song on the film for like future screenings. But regarding the premiere and the BBFC, it won't be on that one. But that's the logic behind it, is that one, it can't be yet because it's literally not online yet. And two, we felt that the minute that if we ever lost the rights to that song, we couldn't play the film anywhere, and that would be a massive
would be a shame.
So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. So just as you brought up songs, I thought I better mention that.
You know, sometimes a song can be a staple of a property, right? You know, like we were just talking about Sunshine there with the Spideyverse. That song is the epitome of that film. You hear that song, and I think Spider-Man.
Yes, I literally, and I don't actually even know all of it because he hums half of it.
Mm.
So I find
Yeah.
myself doing exactly what he does in the beginning of the movie.
And I'm
my
not a
friends
massive
are like,
Post
"What are you
Malone
singing?"
fan. Not a
No,
massive
no,
Post
I'm
Malone
not
fan.
at all. But that song, like, I find myself, I like, you know how you can sing to your phone and it like tells you what the song is. I have to do that, but I didn't know the song, so I was just kind of humming. I was like, is that how it goes? It's like, and then Google told me what it was called, and immediately got it up on YouTube.
Timmy loves that, and he sings it, and he does this thing with his finger. He dances to it. It's like, da, 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 da. But yeah, Gareth, if you get your song and it feels right for you, and people automatically hear that song and they think of something that you've made, you've done something that you've moved someone emotionally with the film you've made and the perfect song choice.
Yeah, let's hope so. But what I will say for the music as well with our composer, and credit to him, is that despite the fact we haven't got that song that I'm not allowed to say, and we've obviously just got our score over the credits now, once you spent an hour with these characters, and this particular part of this Jess theme, it comes in a very particular point, just when she's going through certain moments, that by the end of the film, it just feels right. It feels so true to the project to use the original music by a local artist, a local composer who's just completely got captured what we wanted straight away. And again, like the rest of us, working to such impossible deadlines. And he's done a fantastic job. So I'm really excited to see how the music how it goes down with people, because I think it's the icing on the cake for me.
Gareth, how do you process all this once it's done? Do you relax? Do you chill? Do you just or is it on to the next thing? Next, or
well, the thing is, we keep saying we're not going to do this again, and not like this. We're going to take our time. I'll be rehearsing with all the one-to-one as Izzy for weeks, if not months, before we ever film anything again for the upcoming drama pilot. So there's that. But in order to make sure that we don't find ourselves in a similar situation, we can't afford to wait around too much. Because if we have too much longer break, we'll put ourselves back in a position where we've got to rush again. So a really, really important conversation will be, once all his university stuff's out of the way and finish with once and for all, is working out a really manageable time scale of what's realistic and what's manageable for Orla. Obviously not just Orla, but she's the one with the most work. So obviously, if that's the best place to start. So yeah, I think we do need a break, but we can't have too long a break, because if we do, we're going to leave ourselves with too much to do later into the summer.
Okay, that makes sense. But you do deserve at least a week, Gareth. Just I'm the same though. I'm the same. Like I don't want to make this all about me, but.
No, it's all right. You've had an accident today, Al, and you're powering through, and you're doing really well. So.
No, but this is the thing. If someone said to me, right, you've hurt your foot, Alex, which I have, got crutches right here to prove it and everything, right? But if someone would say, right, you can't do anything now, got to lie down, just do nothing, watch TV, relax. Here's a sippy cup.
No,
that would kill me. So yeah, I do feel you on that.
The thing is, we joke and stuff, but I've spent the last 8 years getting up, and my motivation to get a Jess film made, quite frankly. And it isn't just this, because this sounds a little bit negative, and it's not just this at all. But certainly a large part of what's driven me has been to prove people wrong. After tomorrow night, I don't have that drive anymore. It'll have to be a different drive, because it's done. The issue with me hasn't been the film's not good enough. It's the fact that there isn't a film, there isn't an end product. After tomorrow night, there is one, and that's over then. So what gets me up in the morning after that? I don't know. I genuinely don't know what the answer to that
Sunshine
is.
by Post Malone.
Absolutely.
The other premiere.
Yeah.
And then your son's birthday a day after.
Yeah. There is.
And then other things.
Yeah, I think what Christy's pointing out is life, Gareth.
Life.
Yeah, life. That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
Honestly.
And obviously, we've got a care home drama pilot to put on a cinema screen at Christmas, so I've got plenty to be getting on with.
Luke is in the chat and he says here, even ungraded and without music, the only way I've seen it so far, it was absolutely fantastic. You should all be very proud. And I echo that. I think it's right. He also says, he's the only one in the chat, by the way. If you're watching this and you're not in the chat, then get in the chat. Right. But he says, you succeeded in proving people wrong. Now it's time to prove yourself right.
Well, that's nice. I like
Who's been
that.
looking at inspirational quotes
I was
today,
gonna
hasn't
say
he?
that's an inspirational quote on a sunset wallpaper.
That in it, just thank you. It's worth saying. Listen, he's in the chat. He's worked as hard as anyone these last few weeks. You know, and I know he's like, and he's so, you know, he's one of the youngest members of the team. But without Luke Allen, we don't have Richard Curtis's support. It's as simple as that. And I think that the guy
Which we're
deserves.
so grateful for.
Yeah, Luke deserves an awful lot of credit. He's saying all these nice things about me, but I can't be asked to come up with an inspirational quote or anything. But just well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
Amy's in the chat. She says,
Yes,
hello, I'm in the chat. This is all very lovely to hear. I'm excited ahead of tomorrow, but my room's very dusty, so I'm cleaning.
You want to see mine?
I'm loving the cap locks.
Yeah, I love that.
I feel how dusty her room is from the cap locks.
She's stressed.
So dusty.
Stressed right now.
So who's going to be there tomorrow, Gareth? I mean, how many tickets? I know we
Well,
say
we're actually we've been saying we've been sold out for about a week.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is what I was going to say. We haven't made a big deal of it. It's sold out. Woo! Sold out. Yeah, but how many people is that?
I think it's 63. Luke will probably have to confirm on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's 63. But yeah, I think there is like one wheelchair accessibility seat left, which anyone can have. They don't have to like go and cripple themselves.
I might need that one. Just gonna say,
I
might need it.
But yeah, so it's and that in itself is so incredible. Like, obviously, I know that we're bringing quite a big party ourselves, and it was a big crew for the film itself. But at the end of the day, somehow we've made a film about a character that from a film that never happened, and a character from a drama that's not happened yet, and somehow that's become commercially viable. Like, I don't know how that's worked. I'm glad it has. If anyone could explain to me how it's worked, so we can make sure we do it again, that would be handy. But yeah, so it's I never thought we'd sell out, if I'm being honest. I thought we'll do well, but yeah, we've done better than I expected.
I think the ingredients to the soup, sir, are being out in the community, being good people, and putting out a good product that speaks for the community. I mean, that's basically what is you're getting your just rewards now there for being a positive thing that the community appreciates. So you put into the community, and the community gives back to you, and that's what's happened here with this. And this is why I've been invested in what's been going on with Rocking Horse and with Luke Allen as well, because this started off with Reduced to Clear Biscuits, you know, and because I could see something going there, something special. So I could sit here and be like, this is all so amazing, but there's a genuine reason. It's a community thing, and you're bringing people together, not just young people, but people that may want a second chance at this, people that may not usually get the opportunities to do this. So that's why people are buying tickets in the shed loads to come see what you've made, Gareth.
And I think one of the big things as well, like jumping on what you said about community, Al, is after the awful few years that everyone's had, all anyone wants to do is to experience life again.
Yeah.
So being able to do that obviously, like it's touched upon in the film, like everything just went to a halt, didn't it? Like, and cinema was, I remember growing up, going to the cinema with my family was a treat. And it is again, because everything disappeared for so long. So the fact that we're getting to not only make a film that wasn't meant to get made, but also show it in a cinema that's all about community hubs, like that is like the icing on the cake for me.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said.
Very well said.
I don't know if anybody else can hear that echo. It's so bizarre. But yeah, huge shout out to the Wellington Orbit, by the way, because they are doing amazing things, especially for Shropshire-based content creators. You know, they've got the Orbit Create thing, which I got to do a speak at. Luke Allen got to talk at as well. I don't think I'm going to be able to go to anymore though, because they've done it on a work night for me now, so I won't be able to go. But what they're doing is fantastic, and they're giving people opportunities, like I said. And you know what? I feel like if you're doing something similar, like what you guys in Rock and Roll, you kind of find each other, don't you? You're kind of like, oh yeah, you're doing this and I'm doing that. Let's work together and let's collaborate.
Well, yeah, I mean, since I feel awful, but I haven't actually been to one of these talks yet because it's just not worked out the right week and everything. But I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying we got a makeup artist, Poppy, who did a fantastic job on Christie's face and made her look so fantastic as Jess. She, I think,
Lovely.
I think she came through, went to one of the talks. I'm sure there was some link there. And I know Chloe, who's did a lot of our behind the scenes stuff, our trainee camera girl, who literally her first day on a Rocking Horse job was on the set video with Jess. Talk about being dropped right in the deep end, and she loved it, and we're going to carry on working with her. They networked through Luke and stuff at these Orbit talks, so it just shows that. You put creative people together in a small space, and really good things can happen. And hopefully, we're going to see evidence of that tomorrow night.
Yeah, and there are people that I've been at. There are people I'm working with through networking. It's one of those cliche things, I take my business cards. Sorry, just punching things. Take my business cards. I'm like, ooh, you want a business card? You want a business? And it feels like one of those cliche things that people do, but it works, man. I made some really good friends doing
like
that.
An American Psycho. Is that a really bad example?
I feel the weight of his card, and it makes me boil to the brim. I love that film so much. I love it. It's brilliant. Well, okay. So Luke says, as if I'd just been called down for dinner the moment NASA joined the chat. I pass the torch to you, Nas.
Wow.
I think nothing sums up about how bizarre the dynamics of Rocking Horse are. That the guy that got us Richard Curtis just got called down for dinner.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. So reality check right there.
Oh, bless him.
Well, you guys are fantastic, and I know it's been stressful at times. There's been times when I've been like, and you've been like, but that's because we all live busy lives. But I do adore you guys to bits. I really do. And what you guys have put together, what you've managed to put together is just beautiful. It really is.
Oh, thank you.
And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow night. I'll hobble along. I'll be there.
Yeah, with you and your crutches.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find a way to make it look cool. I don't know. Maybe get some rollerblades. No, it's not.
Shall we do the? I wanted to
push me.
I wanted to anyway. But especially given your current situation, Al, shall we try and organise to have the Q&A sat down?
We can do. We can do it like the cinema seats are really awkward, aren't they? Because you got or you got to be like really close.
Yeah, we can put some seats. I'm sure we could put some seats from the cafe just opposite, in front of the screen, so we can be facing everyone then.
Or I could be sat behind you, sort of like spread eagle, sort of so your head's in between. I'd be like, so Gareth, how do you feel about proceeding so far? And I just reach round and just rub the side of your cheek with a microphone as I put it towards you, and he'd be like, this is really inappropriate. I want to change the way I want to do.
Don't fret, it's been a good time. But I can't wait. And like for the guys who don't know, Al will be doing our Q&A tomorrow. So it's almost like an in-person Horses and Biscuits in its own right. Talking about the film and what we've just created. So I'm very much looking forward to Al's awkward questions.
It's gonna be great.
I'll be fine. I promise. So is there anybody, Gareth, Orla, Christy, that you want to be told how much you love them? Is there anybody that needs a mention before we go to the premiere tomorrow? I'll start with you, Orla, obviously. Here you go.
Yeah, so obviously I'm really grateful to the whole Rocking Horse team. Being a part of the whole project's been great, so lots of love to them. But I also want to give a shout out to my mum and dad, who are currently in Lanzarote having a great time. And my mum, bless her, she was really gutted that she's not going to be there tomorrow. But my grandparents have come down, so they're gonna get to be at the Wellington tomorrow. So I'm really grateful to the support from my family and friends back home and here.
Nice. Lovely. Christy, have you got anybody you want to say thank you to?
Literally, like the whole team. Like, I can't think of anyone on that set that we could have done without. Do you know what I mean? Like, every single person had their thing, and everyone was on it. And if we missed something, somebody else saw it, and it was like a breath of fresh air. Because I remember being on sets with just Gareth, being on the camera, being directing, being on sound, being everything. So it was just mental, but everyone was so involved in it, and like they loved it as much as we did, and they wanted to be there just as much as we did. And yeah, I think that's so nice. And we should give a mention to Connor, my other half, because without him, me and Gareth probably wouldn't have been able to do it at all, because he's been on babysitting duties galore. He's had Ethan throughout this whole thing, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point, because a bit like the whole Luke going downstairs for his dinner. While we might have our feature film screening, and it's a premiere, red carpet, comic relief involved and stuff, and that all sounds fantastic. It sounds like the sort of thing you'd see on Midlands Today or whatever, and it is. But at the same time, at the level that we're at, as good as it all is, indie filmmaking, when you're working with people who have jobs, or they're at uni, or they've got kids. A lot before you can even think about creating stuff is someone's got to look after your kid, or someone's got to book days off work, and I think that's the side to independent filmmaking that a lot of people don't appreciate. And we all live busy lives, but when you drop a feature film on top of that, then I've got the utmost respect for the likes of Connor, the likes of my family in Shrewsbury as well. People who and old Grandad, who we all know as Grandad.
Of course, Grandad.
People who just are never going to be their name up in lights. They're not here for that. But them having our little dude, while we can get on and make this film, to allow Mummy and Daddy to finish what we started, I'm really, really grateful for that. So I'm very glad Christy brought it up. Yeah,
it's one thing that I'll always bring up when it comes to whether it's doing what I do, what you do, sort of spouses, our wives, our husbands, our families, or all the people that there are the glue. They sort of help everything stick together. And my wife literally put my green screen up, set up my laptop. She had no idea what she's like. Does this say why I go here? Whilst I'm sat in there complaining about how much my foot hurts, So thank you to everybody that makes this possible. Nasa is in the chat as well. She says, I've got a dash because I also have dinner, but super proud of all of you and the whole team for just getting this to this point. Tomorrow's going to be mental. Got a lot of love for the whole Rocking Horse fam. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
If I faint tomorrow, can someone just sort of pick me up? And I'm sat between you two girls.
Oh no, that's gonna be.
Pick me up.
We'll just leave you. We'll make sure the press get some photos.
Yeah. Let everyone go. Let everyone go. Right, so after this has been filmed, this has been released, at the Orbit, and obviously the private school are going to do that. What happens to this film afterwards? Are we going to get a DVD release? Is it going to go onto YouTube? Are people going to be able to buy it and the contributions go to charity? Or have you not even thought ahead that much far ahead?
Well, we did. We were all set to bang it on YouTube, which is words actually used in the documentary, I believe, that Luke's putting together. And then I was at the House of Lords, because I'm a Lord,
Of course you were.
I actually own part of Scotland. I actually own part of all of home country. So only a really tiny little square. But anyway, so I was at the House of Lords with Luke, and we got chatting to Amazon Prime like you do. And they were genuinely really sold on it. And they said, you got to submit that to us and see if we can put it on. So Amazon Prime is a possibility at the moment, which obviously means YouTube probably won't be. But what we are going to do on the 2nd of April, which is Autism Day, we're going to put the film for free on YouTube, on social media, just for that one day. So anyone can watch it there. And after that, it will then be going to a subscription service, so we can try and raise some more money for comic relief. But on Autism Day itself, those 24 hours, anyone can see it.
Fantastic. Send the dates, and we'll keep in touch with that. We'll make sure everybody knows about it. And Amazon are usually really good. I got my good friend Eddie Pence, who's a great stand-up comedian, did a special, the Unspecial Special, which you should definitely check out.
I think I've watched that.
Really? Oh, he's
I
a good
think
guy.
so. Really rings a bell. I think I maybe watched some of that.
He's fantastic, Eddie. And you know, it's always great making a special, but it's like, what do you do after it? How do you get people to see it? And it's not, you have to jump through so many hoops to try and get on these streaming sites and what have you. Yeah. So good luck with that, and we'll support you in any way we can. Right, we're running short on time. Is there anybody want to add anything before we get out of here, Gareth?
Just it's weird. It's like it's a collector's item, isn't it? It's the last night when we didn't make a feature film. Like from tomorrow, we're on a different level. All the money we make is going to Comic Relief. We're not financially making anything out of this, but if people enjoy it and they like it, I've said this since day one with Izzy versus Jess, we will probably get Henry House funded on the basis of what we've just created in the long run. To know that after tomorrow that I'm not going to be the guy that can't make a film anymore is just a bit astonishing. So yeah, it's been an 8-year journey, comes to an end tomorrow, and then a brand new chapter starts. And thank you to you guys, everyone watching, especially these two girls and you, Al, for sticking with it through the highs and the lows. But we made it, so let's go out and enjoy it.
Nice. Ola?
Couldn't really have said it better myself. Like, tomorrow's the day, you know? Like, it's been one thing after another for me personally, and this is just it's just great. So I'm gonna enjoy tomorrow.
Fantastic. Christy?
Yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be something.
It's gonna be something cool.
It's gonna be something. We need to have an anniversary every year, like a party.
Let's do it.
It needs to be a bit like Christmas. We need to have like a premiere day every year.
One bit of advice as well is that keep the cameras rolling, because at one point Luke Allen is going to break something. He's just going to knock something over.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, right out.
We'll be a howler there somewhere.
As well. That was a pop on the floor.
I'm going to say to everybody that I've met at Rocking Horse for the day of filming, the auditions, through these podcasts, thank you so much for letting the Biscuit be a part of this. Obviously, we'll carry on doing this, but I wish you the best of luck for tomorrow, and you should all feel very proud of what you've all achieved. I'll be there. I'll get the Q&A questions, and we'll share the love. But, you know, for what you guys have achieved, you should be very, very proud. We'll do... Oh, you're welcome. What we'll do is we're going to take a look at the Sports Relief announcement for 2022. Which I think you guys have seen this before, but this is where it all began. Here we go.
So for Sport Relief in 2022, we're going to do something a little bit different.
Have you seen this?
We're going to be bringing you two people who should never ever meet, and on any other night of the year, in any year, would never meet. Not like this.
It's also very non-canon.
Very non-canon.
Very
this
non-canon.
will never happen. We're going to be bringing together the face that was of Rocking Horse Studios.
My name is Christy Kelly, and I am playing the lead role in Australia's community feature film Run for Your Life.
And the face that is now Rocking Horse Media.
My name's Orla. I'm 20 years old.
And it's not us two.
I was like, what, really? I was like, you what?
It's so funny because Steph is like,
would you like to be our Izzy?
you've got the part, and I'm like, but really. And basically, there's just this really awkward pause of nothing, and then I go,
I'd be honoured.
I'd be honoured.
We've got a brand new face of the business, which has come out of nowhere, who everyone's looking forward to working with, and she's become a big part of the family. But it's always been in the back of my mind that
we never really got the chance to say goodbye and pay the respect that we should do to the last person who was the face of the business.
Where is everyone?
Our previous project, which didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to at the time, surrounding autism, surrounding anti-bullying, and Jess, the character Jess, we wanted to find a way to go back to that and just make people aware we haven't forgotten. There is unfinished business there, and to give the actress who played that part a chance to sort of sign off on her own terms.
The film we are making is about my character Jess, who is an autistic athlete struggling with college life and bullying.
And that was the first time I was like, oh wow, Christy can really act.
I know, I'm sorry. I promise.
I saw that and I was very overwhelmed by her performance, where it's like, oh yeah, she can share a scene with Orla Jones, and that is a high standard for any actor. If I say of an actor they can share a scene with Orla Jones, then they've done a good job.
You're not taking Jessica.
What, you think I'd leave her here with you?
With the fact that I was not very aware of the Run for Your Life stuff until this conversation, I started asking more questions about it. I got so excited. I think people can appreciate this as followers of Karen and not followers of Run for Your Life, or as followers of Run for Your Life and not followers of Karen.
Two worlds are about to collide.
I think we're in for a real treat.
Wow. Can I just make one point? In that, we referred to a scene like it was going to be a scene, like just singular, and now it's a feature film. A lot has changed since that promo. I think it's fair to say.
A lot, an awful lot. But either way, you've come a long way, and we'll see the Just Rewards tomorrow night. So I'm really excited. Right, let's get out of here. You guys got some prep work to do. Got some things
Just a little.
Just a little bit. I just want to, if you don't mind, I got a little bit of an announcement as far as the Shrewsbury Biscuit is concerned. I had confirmation yesterday that I spoke to Carrie Hughes from Wellbeing Festival. She's running that together. It's one of the biggest events of its kind in the country. It's coming to Shrewsbury. It's all about well-being, yoga, healthy eating, really good stuff, and we're going to be there. We've been told we can take a studio there, so that's on the 11th and 12th of June. So the tickets are really reasonable, like £12 for an adult ticket, but you're going to learn so much for that. So if you're about and you want to come to the quarry and learn about good well-being and stuff and speak to us at the Biscuit, then yeah, go to the wellbeingfestival.co.uk, find out more about that. So that's cool. Right, let's get out of here, guys. You are fantastic. I will see you all tomorrow night.
See you
Thank
tomorrow.
you for your comments, guys. Oh, actually, no, sorry. There was a comment. Oh, quickly. It's Kenny Jones. It says,
Hey.
wishing you all a fantastic night tomorrow night. Sorry we can't be there. My penance is I have sunburn. That's great.
That's it.
Karma.
I
have no sympathy.
I wish it was hot enough for me to get sunburn. I want sunburn.
No sympathy, Kenny. No sympathy.
If you're all as folks, though, it's not bad, is it? When you can think, oh, my daughter's got a feature film premiere. Oh, I'll go to the one at Christmas. I'll go to the next one. It's all good. You know.
Yeah.
So get two in the same year. It's not bad going, is it?
No, not really.
Right. Okay. We'll catch you guys next time. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, we'll see you later. Peace out.
See you.